my name is Adesi Zafalabi. I'm presenting this practicum, which is the impact of spousal emotional support on the individual performance of married entrepreneurs. Is a requirement by the school as part of my PhD degree. Let's see what we have here. So I'm going to give some introduction, the business case, the research objective, the hypothesis that was tested, the design of the study, the results that we got, some discussions and some conclusions and recommendations. Entrepreneurship is crucial for economic development. We know that entrepreneurs are required to increase the economic growth of any country or nationality or community, because entrepreneurs assemble resources and they successfully execute these resources so that they can have an outcome which eventually increases the wealth of the nations. So entrepreneurial performance is vital for this resource allocation and business survival. And we realize that most entrepreneurs battle with the fact that they want to balance work and family. And this balance usually affects their individual performance and business performance. It also affects the entrepreneur's well-being when there's an imbalance. And we believe that entrepreneurs need family to achieve work family balance. Research has shown that entrepreneurs need family support, but most especially spousal support to give them this. We realize that spousal support is critical for married entrepreneurs, and that's why we're researching on the impact of spousal support, not just on career success that are seen in literature, but on the individual performance of entrepreneurs. So there's difficulty in managing work balance, like I've said, and this is irrespective of age, is irrespective of gender, even ethnicity, and whether you're measuring the performance subjectively or objectively. Performance has been shown to be affected by the kind of support people get in managing their work family support. Literature has actually widely focused on the impact of spousal support on only women. And for this research, we're concentrating on both men and women because we believe that spousal support is required for both men and women. For this literature, for this research, we are checking the impact directly on individual performance of married entrepreneurs in Nigeria. The research is done in Nigeria. We're focusing on Nigeria as a business case. We also conceptualize this literature in measuring emotional support as a singular construct. In literature, emotional support has always been measured with other supports, financial support, instrumental support, the net kind of network support that people give their spouses. But for this particular study, it's just about the emotional support. It's measured as a singular construct. And we're also expanding the social exchange theory to measure the quality of exchanges that happen. Social exchange actually talks about the exchanges that every relationship is transactional, and even in marital relationship, it's still a give and take. And everybody involved is measuring how much they contribute and how much they get in return. And we want to see if this affects what entrepreneurs eventually get from their relationship. So these are the hypotheses, testing if emotional support impacts positively, testing if social exchange, which is an intervening variable, impacts on the support. And we also check if the spousal support in men and women differs based on the outcome of their entrepreneurial performance. So this is the design. It's actually a quantitative research. We add surveys distributed via WhatsApp and email to people. There are 73 questions in all, and they are distributed via WhatsApp and emails. These are the results. Okay, these are the demographic data. We realize that entrepreneurship is not gender specific. There are men and female entrepreneurs. We also realize that not all are called to be entrepreneurs. Of course, I send this to majorly entrepreneurs, but I realized that not all the people that I thought were entrepreneurs were entrepreneurs. So not all are called to become entrepreneurs. There are people that are actually not entrepreneur. We sent to people, and I realized that when it came back, some people are married and some are not married. So marriage is not a criteria for entrepreneurship, because we had divorced people, we had single people, and we had married people. But for the focus of this research is just on married entrepreneurs. So those other people were actually not included in the final research. And we realized that all spousal supports are important for more. For this research, we actually concentrated on 6 components: trust, confidence in your spouse, the passive understanding, the relationship satisfaction, the vocation of jealousy, and commitment. Those are the things that we're measuring. And when we asked entrepreneurs which one is most important to them, the entrepreneurs actually said the spousal confidence, the confidence that spouse has in them, that they can do well, that they can perform, impacts more on their entrepreneurial performance than any other component, which is followed by passive support and the commitment of their spouse to the relationship that they have. For the hypothesis, realize that 8.2% of entrepreneurial performance is actually attributable to spousal emotional support. 8.2% of and when we included social exchange, the impact becomes as another 15% increase. So the quality of exchange between a man and his wife, a woman and her husband in the relationship actually impacts more on the emotional support that eventually impacts on their entrepreneurial performance. So it's not just trusting, but the quality of trust, the quality of understanding, the quality of attributional confidence that they feel impacts more on their entrepreneurial performance. And when we also tested if female the spousal support received by female entrepreneurs impacts more on them than male, we realized that it's not statistically significant because you can see it's 0.1, 0.1, 0.09. I could as well abbreviate this to 0.1. So it's not different. Men and women want emotional support. They don't want it in any other degree. They want it to the right amount so that it can impact their entrepreneurial performance. So, in conclusion, we realized that the study confirmed that emotional support as a singular construct affects individual performance, although this is not statistically significant. And when we consider the quality of exchange that happens in that relationship, it impacts more. That's up to about 15% increase on that. The impact of emotional support on entrepreneurs is not significantly different in both men and female, in both male and female entrepreneurs. And so we believe that organizations encouraging entrepreneurship can also have the importance of qualitative emotional support because that impacts more. So it's not just giving the support should be valued as qualitative to have impact on entrepreneurial performance. Thank you. Questions?
Let me go first. Yeah, so I think good presentation, but a quick one in terms of the topic. It talks about spousal emotional support. The question is, will this same scenario be valid for just people who are married because here we use the word spousal, or we think emotional support coming from any partner? Because again, there are a couple of people that are divorced, there are a couple of people that are married. Um, do we think that this same scenario will apply, or is it just the spousal one? Because for some people who are partners, will it be the same? Second question in the living also is: did you also investigate if that support is not coming from a partner and is coming from a support system, maybe a friend to a friend? Are we likely going to have the same kind of impact that we saw here? Thank
Okay, so for this particular study, the concentration was just on married entrepreneurs. So the entrepreneurs are married and they are presently married. We, although outside the context of this, asked entrepreneurs that are not married or that are divorced who they receive emotional support from, and a lot of them actually said family and not their partners. So the percentage of people that said family was about 50% more than the people that said partners, living partners or special partner. So, but for this, in my recommendation, I actually said that this particular study has to still be tested if we'll get the same result from entrepreneurs that are not married and they have special people in their lives. Question.
Okay, I'll take one. Thank you. Yes, thank you for the presentation. I do have a question. Do you think that the desire for support changes after a certain number of years partners are together, or a certain age they get to? Like, I would imagine that young couples might probably. Or what do you think about the how age or time plays into the desire for support?
Okay, so we actually investigated that too, but it's not in the context of this because you have to streamline all your findings. I realized that older couples, older entrepreneurs actually needed more support than younger ones. And that is one of the reasons why part of my recommendation is to have a mixed methodology where we can do interviews and ask why older people. I know that the journey of entrepreneurship is strenuous, and people after a while begin to leave friends and leave other distractions and cling to that one person that they can trust, can help them to the promised land till they die. So I guess the clinging, that's why older entrepreneurs cling more to their spouses for support more than younger people. So this research actually shows that older people require more support from their spouses than younger people.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think we can.
Thank you for this
Time.
insightful presentation, madam. I want to ask, what is the level of significance of the support, the emotional support that is required? I wasn't quite sure if I got that figure, but I believe the conclusion was that it is significant. Can we have an idea of what level of significance it is? And then when we get that information, is there a way it can be used in the business community so that people can be encouraged to either support their partner or maybe look for a partner that is supportive? Thank you very much.
Okay, so the level of support, when you determine emotional support as a singular construct directly, is just 8.2%. It impacts on 8.2% of individual performers of entrepreneurs. But when the quality of the exchange was considered, that increase in individual entrepreneurial performance moved to 23%. So that was why I said that it's not just about giving support, it's about giving support that is attributed by your spouse as qualitative. And that's where the impact becomes more on your entrepreneurial journey. I want to say thank you to every one of you for coming to listen to this. I hope that the outcome of the research has impacted. And for those of us that are married here, some things are significant, even if the world says that you really do not need your spouse. I think we need our spouse. 23% is a lot when it comes to your individual performance. And we could put that in consideration as we live our lives, as we enjoy our relationships. Thank you.